Welcome to our deep dive, and today we're going to be looking at the power of the mind,
Oh, yeah.
specifically with Dr. Joe Dispenza and his YouTube video called The Most Powerful Strategy to Reprogram Your Mind.
Dang.
So he really blends this idea of like science and personal development,
Yeah.
kind of show how thoughts and emotions can shape your reality.
It's really fascinating because he doesn't just tell you to think positive thoughts, right?
Right.
He explains like the neuroscience behind it. Like he shows how our thoughts and emotions actually have measurable impact on our brains and our bodies.
Yeah, and I like how he starts out talking about repetitive thoughts, and he says they're a double-edged sword.
Oh, totally.
So it's like, have you ever gotten stuck in that loop of thinking like, I'm not good enough, or, just something negative?
All the time.
And he says those repetitive thoughts, especially the negative ones,
Right.
they can turn into these beliefs that really like ingrain themselves and hold us back.
Yeah. And it's something that like most of us experience every day. We have these thoughts that are constantly running in the background, kind of influencing our choices and our behaviors without us even realizing it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like we're on autopilot, but we're not really set to the right destination.
That's a great way to put it.
And once you become aware of these thought patterns, then you can start to actually break free.
Okay.
But the catch is that Dr. Dispenza says our bodies actually crave those familiar feelings, even if they're negative.
Oh, that's so interesting.
It's like our body is actually addicted to the chemical cocktail that comes from feeling stressed or unworthy,
Oh.
So breaking free from these patterns takes a lot of effort because you're essentially rewiring your brain
Yeah.
in your body to actually experience new emotions.
So how do we break free then?
Well, Dr. Dispenza suggests this technique called mental rehearsal.
Okay.
And he explains how, like, if you vividly imagine yourself in a state that you want to be in, like feeling confident or abundant,
Yeah.
it can create new pathways in your brain. Yeah, your brain doesn't actually know the difference between vividly imagining something and actually experiencing it.
That's so wild.
So think about the implications for that. You can actually rewire your brain for success by practicing this mental rehearsal.
That's incredible.
And it gets even wilder.
Oh, gosh. Go ahead.
He says if you cultivate these positive emotions consistently during mental rehearsal, your body starts to believe it's already living in that reality.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to attract good things when you're already feeling happy and grateful?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like setting the stage for the future you want.
Okay.
Instead of waiting for things to happen externally to make you feel good,
Yeah.
you create the feeling first and then watch as things start to change.
So he also talks about meditation as a key for this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like it helps you become aware of those old patterns,
Right.
but then also get familiar with like the new you that you're creating.
But it's not enough to just think positive thoughts during meditation. You have to really feel them deep in your body, like embody those emotions. Gratitude, joy, love. Imagine them radiating through every cell in your body.
Yeah.
That's how you really send a powerful signal to your subconscious.
So it's not enough to just think it. You have to feel it.
Exactly.
That's interesting. And he also talks about the placebo effect, which I always find so
It's
fascinating.
incredible, right?
It's like people who are taking these sugar pills,
Yeah,
but they believe that they're going to work,
right.
and then they have like actual biological changes.
It just goes to show how powerful our thoughts and expectations really are.
Right. And it's that whole thing, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Totally.
So he takes that concept further
Yeah.
and talks about moving from this like state of survival,
Yeah.
where it's all stress hormones and negative emotions, to a state of creation.
It's like instead of always reacting to the stress and fear, you can choose to actually focus your energy on what you want to create.
That makes sense.
Shift from that mindset of lack and limitation to abundance and possibility.
Yeah. So it's like choosing to be the architect
Oh, yeah.
of your life instead of just like a passive bystander.
Exactly.
And then he talks about this heart-brain connection, which I was like, whoa.
I know most people think that the brain is in control of everything,
Right.
but the heart actually sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart.
Really?
So when you cultivate like heart-centered emotions like love, gratitude, compassion, it sends these signals to your brain that actually promote creativity and clarity.
So the heart is like way more than just pumping blood.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like actually a part of our emotional and thought processes.
Think of it this way. The brain is like the CEO making decisions based on logic and reason.
Okay.
And the heart is like this wise advisor providing intuition and guidance.
I like that.
And when they work together, that's when the magic happens.
That makes so much sense.
And that's why Dr. Dispenza really emphasizes the heart. He even applies it to relationships, instead of seeking love externally.
Right.
He says, focus on cultivating love within yourself first.
That's huge.
He even asks, would you date you right now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's like challenging you to look inward and ask yourself, what are you actually bringing to the table?
Yeah, and if you're not happy with that answer, then it might be time to do some inner work.
Exactly. You become the kind of person that you want to attract.
So it's not about finding someone to complete you.
No.
It's about being whole yourself.
Yeah, becoming whole and loving yourself first.
I feel like we've covered so much.
I know.
We talked about repetitive thoughts and unconscious beliefs and the power of mental rehearsal,
Yeah.
the placebo effect, the heart-brain connection, and even love as like a creative force.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know there's so much more.
His work is so fascinating.
Yeah, and it offers so many insights.
Yeah,
It's like we're really just starting to understand the potential that's within us.
I think so too.
Well, I'm ready to go deeper.
Me too.
So in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to explore some more practical techniques
Yeah.
for actually reprogramming your mind and creating that life that you want.
We'll uncover those secrets to breaking free from those old patterns.
Yes, and stepping into that new empowered reality.
Exactly.
So stay tuned for part 2.
Welcome back. So let's dive into some of those techniques Dr. Dispenza talks about for actually changing your state of being.
Okay, so it's not enough to just think differently.
Right. It's about feeling differently, too.
Okay, so how do we actually start making those changes? Like, where do we even begin?
He talks a lot about becoming aware of your habitual thoughts and feelings and reactions, the things that are keeping you stuck.
Right.
So it's like you're becoming a detective of your own mind.
Okay.
You're noticing those patterns, but without judgment.
So you're not like beating yourself up about it.
Right. It's almost like you're watching a program running in the background.
Okay, so instead of getting swept away by those negative thoughts, you're just observing them.
Exactly. And that's where the power of choice comes in.
Okay.
Once you're aware of those programs running, you can choose a different response.
So you're not just reacting automatically.
Right. You're creating a space for a new possibility.
So this is where meditation comes in.
Yeah, he talks about meditation as a tool for actually rewiring your brain
Okay.
and creating a new state of being.
So it's not just about calming the mind.
No, it's more than that. It's like a powerful technique for shifting your energy,
Okay.
for breaking free from those old patterns of, fear and lack and limitation.
So there's like a deliberate intention to actually create change.
Exactly. And he actually guides his students through specific meditations
Oh, wow.
that are designed to cultivate those elevated emotions,
Okay.
like gratitude, love, and joy.
And he really emphasizes the importance of feeling those emotions, not just thinking them.
Yes, you have to embody them.
Wow.
It's like sending a message to every cell in your body.
Right.
This is who I am now. This is the reality I'm creating.
The body's always listening.
Yeah, it's picking up on those signals and responding accordingly.
That's amazing.
So as you consistently embody those elevated emotions, your internal state starts to shift.
And that brings us back to that idea of your body actually believing it's living in that new future.
Yes. You're not just thinking positive thoughts. You're shifting your energy to match that reality.
I like that.
You're becoming a vibrational match for the things you want.
Okay, so we talk about awareness and choice and meditation. What are some other tools?
Well, he's a big advocate for visualization,
Okay.
or what he calls mental rehearsal.
So like picturing what you want.
Yeah, create a clear mental picture of what you desire and immerse yourself in the emotions of that reality.
Okay.
Engage all your senses, sight, sound, smell, even touch.
Oh, wow. To make it more real.
Yes, because your brain doesn't know the difference between that and a real experience.
Like tricking your brain into believing it's already happening.
In a way, and he says don't just visualize the end goal. Visualize the steps you need to take to get there. See yourself taking action, overcoming challenges.
So it's not just passive wishing.
No, it's about active creation.
I like that.
Aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your vision.
And as you do this, you start to build momentum.
Exactly. Things start flowing.
Okay.
Synchronicities and opportunities appear.
You start feeling like the universe is on your side.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing feeling.
So we've got awareness choice,
Yeah.
meditation, visualization,
Yeah.
and aligned action.
Right. And of course, gratitude.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
It's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you already have.
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with that.
It's easy to get caught up in what's wrong.
Yeah.
But when you cultivate that deep sense of appreciation for all the good things in your life, your health, your relationships, even the roof over your head,
Right.
it shifts your energy from scarcity to abundance.
So you're celebrating what you have instead of focusing on what's missing.
Exactly. And that feeling of gratitude becomes a magnet. Attracting more good things into your life, attracts
It's like a superpower.
and then there's surrendering to the unknown.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
I know it can be, but think of it as opening yourself up to possibilities you can't even imagine.
So it's about trusting that there's a bigger plan at work.
Yes, trusting the universe.
This all sounds incredibly empowering, but I imagine it's also challenging.
It takes effort and consistency and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone.
But it sounds like it's worth it.
Oh, absolutely. The rewards are amazing.
So if someone is ready to start this journey, where do they begin?
The first step is making a decision,
Okay.
a conscious decision to change.
So like drawing a line in the sand.
Yes, setting a clear intention and committing to the process.
I'm ready for a new me.
That's the spirit. And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Oh, that's good.
There are so many resources, books, workshops, online programs.
It's like a whole community of people who are doing this work.
Exactly. We're all in this together.
I love that.
And in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to explore some even more specific techniques for breaking free
Okay.
from those deeply ingrained patterns, those limitations you've been carrying for too long.
And we're going to get even deeper.
Oh, yeah. Get ready to step into a new reality.
I can't wait. See you in part 3. All right. So welcome back to our deep dive into the power of the mind. You know, we've talked about awareness and choice and intention, but how do we actually break free from all those limitations?
Well, Dr. Dispenza talks about this process, and he uses this powerful analogy.
Okay.
He compares it to a river.
Okay.
So imagine yourself just flowing down this familiar river, and it's the same thoughts, the same behaviors, the same emotions every single day.
It's comfortable, but it's not really taking you anywhere new.
Right. And the reason we get stuck is because our bodies have become addicted to the chemicals
Oh, wow.
that are produced by those habitual thoughts and emotions.
So it's not just our minds, it's our bodies too.
Exactly. Think about if you're constantly stressed or anxious, your body's pumping out all this adrenaline and cortisol.
Right.
And it gets used to that.
So it's like we're chemically addicted to our own negativity.
It's kind of wild, right?
Yeah. So how do we retrain our bodies to experience those positive emotions then?
Well, he talks about creating a new emotional state,
Okay.
a new chemical signature
Right.
that's aligned with the reality that you actually want.
So do you have an example of what that would look like?
Yeah. So let's say you want to overcome a fear of public speaking.
Okay.
So instead of focusing on the fear, you start visualizing yourself giving a presentation with confidence and ease.
Like really feeling it.
Yes, you feel the excitement, the connection with the audience,
Wow.
the sense of accomplishment.
And you do this over and over.
Yes, until your body starts to believe that it's already happening.
So we're rewiring our brains.
Yeah, and the more you practice, the easier it becomes.
But I'm sure there are days where it feels really hard to stay positive
Oh, absolutely.
and to keep practicing and believing.
He encourages us to approach this whole process with a sense of playfulness and curiosity.
Okay.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Right. Have fun with it.
Exactly, and celebrate those small victories.
Yeah.
When you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern and you choose to shift your focus.
That's a win.
And remember, change is not linear.
So it's okay to have ups and downs.
Exactly, you're going to have moments of progress and moments of frustration.
So it's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent.
Yeah, and having compassion for yourself.
It takes the pressure off.
And the most important thing is to make that decision.
That conscious decision to change.
Yes, set that intention and commit to the process.
And we don't have to do it alone.
No, there's so much support out there.
It's like we're all in this together.
Exactly.
It's been such an amazing deep dive.
I know, it's so fascinating.
We've explored how our thoughts and emotions really shape our reality.
And we have the power to change them.
Yes. We are not victims of our circumstances. We are the creators of our destiny.
And that is so empowering.
It gives us the freedom to choose the life we want.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this question.
Okay.
If you could truly believe in your ability to reprogram your mind, what would you choose to create?
That's such a great question to think about.
The journey starts with a single thought.
One step at a time.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep diving deep